So today we have Spider-Man from the MCU taking on Venom from Sony's 2018 film. Who wins? Let's find out. So, after being bit by a genetically altered spider, Peter Parker gained the proportionate powers of a spider. He's strong enough to easily catch a 1.4-ton car going 40 miles per hour to a dead halt, casually stop a punch from Winter Soldier's bionic arm, lift a jet bridge that weighs 30 tons, easily catch Cole Obsidian's hammer, and to stun Thanos and Giant Man with his kicks. He's tough enough to keep on fighting after a plane crash, survive having a building collapsing on him, being slammed down by Thanos. He quickly recovered after a several story fall, and he survived getting hit by a speeding train. He's fast and agile enough to dodge point-blank machine gun fire being fired at him from multiple angles, and he probably has the best reflexes out of the entire MCU. That's also because of his Spidey sense, which alerts him of oncoming danger. This even allowed him to dodge a point-blank shot that he couldn't even see coming. Just like any spider, he can climb up walls and onto ceilings. He also has his web shooters, which helps him in combat and with transportation. They're also strong enough to temporarily hold together a large ferry while it was sinking. His web shooters also come with over 500 different web shooting combinations, like his rapid fire, ricochet webbing, his web grenades, and several more that we haven't even seen. And finally, he's very intelligent, especially in mathematics and physics, and he's quite the tactician as well, as he used pop culture references to take down Giant Man and Ebony Maw as well. In the other corner, we have Venom. Eddie Brock was a famous investigation journalist, but soon after investigating Life Foundation, his body accidentally bonded with Venom, a symbiotic extraterrestrial alien, and now they are Venom. He's easily superhuman, being strong enough to easily throw people and send them flying several feet, easily rip apart metal rafters, casually bust through metal and stone, crack pavement just by running, throw a guy through a concrete pillar, and to not only fight against Riot, but to actually send Riot flying with his attacks. He's durable enough to literally absorb machine gun fire. He was unfazed by a point-blank shotgun shot to the back of the head, being sent flying through metal and concrete, and a massive explosion despite his weakness to fire. But that last feat was probably due to his great healing factor rather than his durability. He's very fast as well, being able to scale up large buildings and swim across the bay in just a few seconds, as well as dodge Riot's repetitive and continuous attacks. He can also shoot out any number of tendrils out from anywhere of his body, and they're strong enough to easily send people flying and to push cars and other vehicles as well. However, he does have some easy exploitable weaknesses like fire and high-pitched frequencies of sound. And finally, he's quite brutal as well. So, this is one of the most classic fights from the comics, and something we could very well see one day, like it's a real possibility. So who would win that fight? Well, let's find out. So who is stronger? Well, Venom is strong enough to casually rip apart metal, bust through solid stone, throw people and send them dozens of feet away with his attacks, throw a guy through a concrete pillar, and to even send Riot flying back several feet with his attacks. He's even bigger and bulkier than Peter, so it makes sense that he is stronger. But that doesn't mean he actually is, because Peter's strong enough to easily block Cole Obsidian's hammer, casually stop a 1.4-ton car going 40 miles per hour dead in its tracks, and to stagger Giant Man and Thanos with his kicks. Based off these feats, it seems like Peter is actually stronger, but I'm going to give the advantage to Venom, because Spider-Man always holds back and pulls his attacks, while Venom does not. Quite the opposite, actually. But while they're comparable in strength, Venom is definitely more durable. Not only did he literally absorb machine gun and shotgun bullets, but he survived a massive explosion, which is impressive for him because of his weakness to fire. Now, that might have been because of his healing factor, but that just increases his natural durability anyways, and Peter doesn't really have a healing factor at all. he might heal faster than normal humans, but it's nothing comparable to Venom's. But Spider-Man is tough enough to hang in there in a long drawn-out fight. And finally, Spider-Man is faster. Well, Venom's faster in terms of running speed, but in terms of like reflexes and speed in combat, Spider-Man definitely takes it, as he was able to dodge point-blank machine guns being fired at him from all angles. And then with his Spidey sense, he's replicated that same feat with his eyes closed, and even dodged a point-blank bullet from a handgun that he couldn't even see. So both have their physical advantages. Now, I'm not going to talk much about fighting skill because neither are actual trained fighters, but Spider-Man is the more versatile and smarter fighter, while Venom is the more brutal fighter. Spider-Man has more versatility because of his he has over 500 webbing types and combinations, but Venom does have his tendrils though. But I think Spider-Man's greatest advantage is his intelligence and Venom's easily exploitable weaknesses. Peter is quite the tactician, and if he figures out Venom's weaknesses of high sound frequencies and fire, then he will exploit them. But nothing about Venom says, yo, I'm weak to loud sounds and fire, you should probably use that against me. So unless Spider-Man just accidentally exposes him to these, he won't know about them. He'll just stick with his physical attacks, throwing things at him with his web shooters and his normal webbing. Yeah, he might have some fire or sonic-based webbing, since we've only seen a few of his other webbing types, but there's a few things going against this. Firstly, we haven't seen him use them if he does have them, so we don't know how powerful they are. Secondly, he might not have them. And thirdly, Venom has showed great durability to his weaknesses, like when he survived a massive explosion and when he kept on fighting after being hit with several flashbangs. So, who wins? Well, Peter could win with his intellect and web shooters, and his Spidey sense and speed will keep him in the fight for a long while. But at the end of the day, I see Venom winning. He's stronger, tougher, more brutal, has a healing factor, and he has his tendrils as well. Venom wins after a good, long, hard-fought fight. Venom wins. Like and subscribe, please leave a comment down below, and please hit the notification bell and all that great stuff. Have a great day. Peace.